Good evening, everyone. I want to speak to you about something fundamental, something that cuts to the very core of what it means to be a human being in this chaotic and unpredictable world. It's the issue of responsibility. It's the burden and the gift that every one of us carries, whether we acknowledge it or not. And how you handle that responsibility will determine whether you live a life of meaning or one filled with bitterness and resentment. You know, life is suffering. We all know that at some level, don't we? There's no escaping it. You're going to face loss, betrayal, pain, sometimes from the world and sometimes even from within yourself. But here's the thing. The fact that life is difficult is not a bug. It's a feature. It's the feature that gives life its depth and its potential. And you can run from that difficulty, you can try to hide from it, but the chaos will find you and it will consume you if you are not prepared. So, what do? You step up and confront it. You stand tall in the face of adversity, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The ancient mythological stories tell us this repeatedly. The hero has to go into the unknown, into the dragon's lair, and face the beast. And why? Because it's in the confrontation with that chaos where you find the treasure. That's where you find meaning. That's where you find purpose. You have a responsibility, not just to yourself, but to the world, to make things better. You might say, well, who am I? I'm just one person. What difference can I possibly make? But that's the wrong way to look at it. You are not just one person. You are an integral part of the fabric of existence. Your actions, your choices, they ripple out into the world in ways that are often invisible, but are no less real. When you get yourself together, when you act with integrity, with courage, with a sense of purpose, you set an example, and that example can inspire others to do the same. Imagine what would happen if every one of us made the decision today to take on the full burden of our lives with everything we've got. Imagine the impact that could have, not just on your life, but on your family, your community, and the world at large. Because here's the reality. When you shirk your responsibilities, when you hide from the difficulties of life, you make the world a worse place. Not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. You have to ask yourself, what kind of world do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a world where people are constantly passing the buck, avoiding the hard work, and letting chaos run rampant? Or do you want to live in a world where people stand up straight, face the challenges head-on, and do their part to bring order and meaning to the chaos? Now, you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but what if I fail? And I'll tell you right now, you will fail. You will stumble, and you will fall. But that's part of the process. Every time you get knocked down, you have the opportunity to get back up. And when you do, you're stronger, you're wiser, and you're more prepared for the next challenge. The path to success is not a straight line. It's a series of failures that you learn from, that you grow from. The great psychologist Carl Jung said, "No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell." What does that mean? It means you cannot reach your highest potential unless you confront your darkest fears and the deepest aspects of your suffering. And that's hard. It's brutally hard. But that's the price of admission to a meaningful life. So, what should you do, practically speaking? Start by cleaning up your room, literally and metaphorically. Put your house in order. Sort out your relationships. Take responsibility for your actions and set your sights on something worth aiming for. It doesn't have to be grand. Start small, but aim high. Pick something you can improve: your health, your career, your family relationships, and work at it day by day. You'll be amazed at the cumulative power of consistent effort over time. The more you do that, the more meaning you'll find, and the more meaning you find, the better equipped you'll be to handle the inevitable chaos that life throws your way. Because here's the truth. You're not just some passive observer in this world. You have the power to influence the outcome, to shape your destiny, but that requires you to take on the responsibility, to bear the burden of being, and to strive toward the highest good you can conceive. Remember, life isn't about avoiding suffering. It's about finding something meaningful enough to justify it. If you can do that, if you can take responsibility for your life and aim at something worthy, you will find a deep sense of fulfillment, and you will inspire others to do the same. That's how you build a better world. One person, one step at a time. So, stand up straight, face the chaos, and make your life matter. Thank you.